My simple answer there is you follow the rules, there would have been no problems. But if you try to not follow the rules and you to use the money for illegal immigrants, then you get what you pay for. The Maine people did not buy in to you breaking the laws. And Portland, in particular, was the leader of breaking the laws.
Let me be very clear.
That's Governor LePage trying to clarify some comments he had made saying that cities are breaking the law by giving general assistance to people he refers to as illegal immigrants. Now, the people in question are asylum seekers who are waiting for the U.S. government to take action on their applications. The governor says, though, that if cities want to give benefits to that group of people, they should come up with the money and not use state funds. Portland Mayor Ethan Strimling is joining us now to talk about this situation. And we should mention that we also invited the governor to join us today. We didn't hear back from his office. So you're a solo act for this one, Mr. Mayor.
I spoke to him yesterday, so hopefully I can relay some of what the conversation was.
Well, that's where I was going to start. I understand that you asked him to call you. He did. He said he was referring to some past infractions. Keyword in that statement he said was breaking the law, and that he doesn't think anything, is happening now that breaks laws. So is this case closed, or are you concerned that there's still some friction there, still some misunderstanding there?
Well, I didn't relitigate the past with him. I think there's some dispute about whether we were breaking the law in the past. There were lawsuits with Portland, with the state, on funding for general assistance. But I was, obviously, when I read these comments, I was a little bit taken aback because we have worked with the administration very closely to make sure that the program we have in place to take care of the asylees that you were just referring to. So these are folks who have applied for asylee status. They're stuck in limbo because the federal government, it takes 6 months at least to be able to process their paperwork. During that 6-month period, they're not legally allowed to work, not allowed to work. So we have to take care of them, right? We got to make sure people have food, got to make sure they have shelter, health care. So what we've done is set up a separate account because the administration has said they will not allow general assistance, their money, to go to these folks. So we've done that. And we worked with the administration, we worked with Commissioner Mayhew to make sure it was correct, and she told us it was fine. So when I saw these comments in the paper, I called the governor and said, hey, wait a minute, we think that we're in line here. Do you have something that tells you differently? And he said no, and I appreciated that. He was honest. He said, no, I was referring to the past. You heard me say was, and I said, great. We need to clarify that for the public because I'm getting people thinking that we are currently breaking the law. And he said, no, I have nothing inappropriate. I see nothing inappropriate today.
I want to clarify one other thing because he uses the word illegals, but as I understand it, they're not illegal in the way we're talking about them.
Right, they are not illegal. That's more political lingo. Everybody wants to use terms that are going to get attention, but the folks that we are talking about are people who are here legally, who are asylee seekers, as I said. They've just put an application in, and they're waiting for the government to process that, the federal government. Angus King has been a real leader in trying to figure out, hey, wait a minute, why don't you allow people to work during this time? Or why don't we move that process much more, condense it, try to get them through in a month instead of 6 months, or let them apply earlier so their visa doesn't run out. Those are the kind of things that I think will be good steps. But in the end, the governor and I are cordial. We talk to each other occasionally, and I've made it clear to him I'm not interested in dueling with him through press releases. But obviously, if he attacks my city, I'm going to have to respond. But my response will be what it is, and I will call him immediately and try to put this to bed. And I am pleased that he said to me, no, we have nothing that says you are breaking the law today. So that's good.
And that's going to have to be the last word, Ethan? I mean, Mr. Mayor? See, I have such trouble with that.
That's okay.
Not the fact that you're mayor, just the fact that I have to say that instead of saying Ethan.
Phil, I'm okay with that.
Good. All right, we'll take a break. 6:53. We got to recap today's top stories coming up.
Dig Lee out of the hole while we take a break.